Hey, you made it to the offer page. Good job. Let's talk more specifically about the workshop coming up. This is a live event happening on 2 consecutive days over a weekend, April 23rd and April 24th. And a system that we've used in the past that works super, super well, especially if you do have some other things going on over the weekend. If you're a little bit worried that the energy is maybe too intense or too high, and you're not sure if you're ready for that, we do it in chunks, okay? So we're gonna have 2 hours of channeled messages, a 2-hour break, and then 2 hours back on again on the first day, and then again on the second day. The entire event is recorded. I want you to enjoy yourself. I want you to relax and sort of simmer in the ideas and the breakthrough concepts and the completely like, oh my God, aha, like, wow, moments that we'll have in this workshop. You can take notes if you want to, but maybe you want to do that in the recordings. Every single person that registers will also get the recordings. So the more kind of integration step of involving more of your brain and your own godly system of, okay, what does this mean for us? How do we want to employ this in our personal living and maybe in your professional life as well? These concepts are meant to inspire, they are meant to inform, and they are meant to expand your sense of light in this reality, and therefore what level of light and godliness is available in this reality. It's also meant to expand our human consciousness. So I guarantee there will be at least a few things, and maybe a lot of things, that are shared in the channeled workshop that are just beyond your energy field. And let's talk about that for a minute. What that feels like is that, and I need a prop, just a second, please. This ball, I'd like you to imagine that your energy field is this ball, okay? So this is you, this kind of mad scientist creature. I don't know what cartoon series he's from. My kids are older than the series. This is the one I found at a gas station on my way home from visiting my oldest child in college one time. Okay, so this is you inside the energy field that you operate in, whether you know it or not. What happens when there is an expansion of consciousness is that there's an idea that happens right outside your field right here. So your brain, your operating system, is currently utilizing what's inside your field. When you're experiencing something that's just outside your field, it can be a little bit confusing. It's those moments where it's almost like you don't have the wiring yet to process, to integrate, to even comprehend like what is being offered. This is one of the reasons why I have been, from the very beginning of starting in, 2009 or 2010, when I realized my gifts, I was guided to record everything. There was a part of me that knew that every interaction I had was likely to include items, insights, awarenesses, advice that was outside their current energy field. So without the recording, it gets dismissed. If you don't have the recording, then that human you in your energy field just kind of tosses it out because it doesn't know what to do with it. The recording allows you to better integrate, assimilate, contemplate what is offered that you didn't previously have the wiring for. What's perfect is that with the transcendent system that we use, that is, I wasn't taught it. I just knew instinctively to use it based on the way that I wired myself for this incarnation. I knew that transcendence should be natural and easy and always available. I've never been disappointed in that system. So I will be helping you, right? I will give you tips and strategies for integrating what is at that moment outside of your field. All right. So I don't want you to worry about like being confused or I don't know what to do with that. I'm here to help you with that. All right. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go through. So we already talked a little bit about the structure. We will have time for Q&A after the channeled message for discussion, and that helps with the assimilation, especially for the items that are outside your field. You'll be able to ask questions. You'll be able to ask for clarity. You'll be able to share your insights and your ahas. We will use Zoom. You'll be able to raise your hand so that it's a beautiful structured process. During the live event, I will be on camera, just like you're seeing me on video right now. And there will be an audio recording provided as well as a video recording provided. Those are the tactical aspects of the event. What I expect to happen is that we will be expanding our energy field. We will be making more room for the godliness and the light and the love and the wisdom and the compassion and the grace that is available to us from source energy, from the inside out into this reality. I want to remind you that the timing of this workshop is very intentional. It is after I'm coming back from my third client trip to Egypt, where I am consistently expanded and upgraded in the process of these trips. It's part of my process, it's part of what I allow, and it's one of the many parts of what I enjoy in my work. The weekend workshop allows those that may not make it to Egypt in this lifetime, but may feel drawn to the essence of beings like Goddess Isis, Nefertiti, Nefertari. There are so many beings from that era of humanity that embodied a range of source energy and a range of wisdom that some of us recognize was very special. And we want to feel like we're a part of that. The high priests and priestesses of those days were the thought leaders, they were the philosophers, they were the guidance counselors, they were the healers, they were the teachers of some of the greats in human civilization that we still talk about today. I don't know if this is proven, but as I understand it, some of the Greek philosophers and even mathematicians such as Pythagoras actually journeyed to Egypt, studied in the ancient mystery schools alongside beings like Isis or other teachers that were in place at that time. Wisdom keepers and creators and those that are inspired and motivated and feel like they're a part of human evolution have been drawn to Egypt for tens of thousands of years. When I travel there, I often feel like I'm at home. When I'm in the temples, there is an odd familiarity with it. I'll never forget the first time that I connected with Egypt in a meditation experience, and I could feel the energy of the glyphs as codes, and they were sort of like little beacons, sort of like flashing at me. I had a sense of the smell of the stone and the temples and the materials used in the temples, the smell of the ink that was used. It was palpable, and this was probably 8 years before I even went for the first time. And I was not disappointed. And I think it did actually help my Jill assimilate to the energy and the essence of Egypt and these temples that have stood the test of time, far beyond what current modern day temples probably ever will. So whether you've been to Egypt, will go to Egypt, or will never go to Egypt, I can't wait for what happens in this workshop. I wish I could tell you exactly what the topics will be, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know either. And that is the nature in many ways of my work. Some of you already know that, and you know how beautifully this works. I'm excited to see what happens alongside you in this workshop. And for those of you that are new, I can't wait for you to feel what we create alongside you in this unique experience. When you register, you will be sent an email with all the instructions for accessing the live workshop, and I'll use that very same email to send you the recordings. Once you purchase, if you don't see that email, do me a favor and go into your spam folder or search across all of your inboxes and just search for jillreneefeeler.com or search for weekend workshop or search for Jill Egypt. And my guess is that it's probably hiding in your email somewhere. The emails are actually automatic, so I know they're being sent to you, especially if you typed in your email correctly. I'll also be inviting you to a community page where I will be posting updates while I'm on the Egypt trip. So for those of you that want to feel that essence of the trip and what we're doing that day, I'll post the itinerary there so you can sort of follow along. My sense is that for those of you that are kind of vicariously traveling to Egypt with me and then experiencing the workshop that you'll get even more benefit by signing up early so that you have that access while I'm actually on the trip with those clients that are participating. I want to offer a warm welcome to those of you that are new to my work, and an extra big hug to those of you that I've been alongside for years now. It is such an honor and a privilege to observe and witness your light and to be offering services and support that help you be that light in this life, easier than it's ever been before, surprising yourself on a daily basis at what you're capable of and how simple it can be to be the enlightened, transcendent version of you right now. For those of you that have invested heavily in your spirituality, in your consciousness, or in your healing modality, I've witnessed time and time again how weekend workshops exactly like this add to the usefulness and range of what you've already learned, and taking it to new levels you probably didn't even know were possible. I'm constantly surprised at how I'm supported by my transcendent layers and simple solutions to complex problems that my human brain would have never come up with on its own. I love the system that we're using, and I'm excited to utilize it alongside you in this very special event coming up. It's not too soon to register. So if you're watching the sales video and you are feeling excited in any layer of you, maybe you can trust that as a yes and sign up. You'll get that email and you'll be all prepared for the live event. You'll also already have my email in your system, so you'll be able to see very quickly when those recordings come through as well. As a special bonus, I will also be emailing you a very unique meditation that I'll be sending to my travelers for this Egypt trip to help them prepare all of the layers of themselves for allowing the transcendence on this trip. So for you, if you're not going on the trip with me, you'll get the added benefit of feeling that sense of connection, expanded range, tuned energy field to be ready for that expansion, be ready for those aha moments, and be ready for the integration of what is currently outside your field that'll help you feel more evolved in your life and living your light in this reality in this lifetime. Because of course your transcendent layers should always be accessible to you, no matter what incarnation you're having, no matter what you know or don't know, no matter how evolved you think you are. The light is what you are. Of course it should be accessible. I can't wait for you to see for yourself what's in store and all of the surprises and all of the expansion that we'll be creating together, utilizing our transcendent layers that all life has. Hit purchase now and watch for that email from me.